Hey guys, meteorologist Lindsey Slater here. So I have been tracking this rain situation basically since overnight last night, and I do like to use the app called Radar Scope. You can see it here. And the issue that I'm having right now is that a lot of the frozen precip that you see, potentially we're getting a little bit of a mix in Sheboygan right now, but I can show it to you even closer. Woo! Yes, this is Radar Scope. It actually has a section on the bottom called Precipitation Depiction. And this is what I'm kind of using basically. And that does showcase right there. There's a band of some mixing going on. But here's the kicker is that we do have this system coming in from basically the southwest pushing northeast. Now, there is something called dynamic cooling. And what happens is as a raindrop falls through the atmosphere, in a cold rain situation especially, it does help to cool the atmosphere around it, therefore dropping the temperature. Therefore, as the raindrop falls, you could have that turn into that wintry mix. That's kind of what I'm expecting. And as you can see right here, there does still seem to be the potential of some mixing. This really is not happening until it looks like on here. Whew, it might be as late as noon. Might just be delayed a little bit. And I still think we could get some mixing going on in our northern counties. I would say this has maybe shifted a few miles, which really is all you kind of need to have that changeover. Our forecast was like 1 to 2 here and then up to 1 if you're north of 94. So while that's still holding true, it may not verify in our northwest counties. It may verify maybe a few miles to the north, maybe like 15 miles north of that. You can see that rain snow mix line right here. The wrap shows a little bit less coverage there. The NAM has it's more of a colder solution. The GFS was always the coldest solution and the one I didn't buy at all. So I was really looking at the H trip here. And as far as how much snow, I mean, again, we didn't expect a lot out of this, but this is significantly less for areas, especially under the winter weather advisory, that have been bracing themselves for some of that activity. I know Stevens Point, stretching from Eau Claire, they did have some snow this morning. So this is likely verifying. For us, we're likely just going to be in a blanket up to 1 with some minor accumulations to the north here. But the 1 to 2 that I thought may pop up here, I think we're just a degree or two too warm to see some of this activity. So beyond this, now let's go and look at the rest of the week. So we do have Wednesday looks like a warmer day. You can see those isobars there really, or the iso thickness lines basically, that are really starting to push in some of that warmer air on Wednesday. Thursday looks really good for holiday lights. You can see the systems are going around us and not impacting us directly. So we are good there. And then going into the weekend, there is a quick little clipper that passes through. Again, I'm not buying this one just yet. I did notice it earlier this morning, and I'm like, I'm going to keep it out for now because previous model runs had this way staying north. I know it's gun deer season, so it is important to, be cognizant of folks that might be hunting up here. You could have a little bit of snow, but at least in southeast Wisconsin, you're not going to have much to work with here. Going into Thanksgiving, let's take a look at the 500 millibar height trends. And while I do think we still maintain some mild air through the weekend in the 50s, I do think going into next week, there are a lot of dips and ridges. So I think we will have kind of a day or two that's cool, a day or two that's warm, hopefully giving us some nice conditions as we head into that Thanksgiving weekend. I'm going to pull up here. Let's look at this one. I don't think this one goes all the way out. Let's go one more back. Oops. One more back. There we go. So this one does go through Thanksgiving, and you can see there's one of those dips I was talking about. So leading up to Thanksgiving, it is mild, and then going to the day, it does start to cool down a bit. Black Friday might be a little cool, and then Saturday warms up. Look at that warm air. Don't you kind of wish we could tap in on that? But otherwise, this is what we call a Meridional flow. So it's basically this big dip in the jet stream, and this is what happens during this time of the year as we continue to fluctuate with our heat. But yep, I'm keeping a close eye on our situation right now. For now, it's mainly wet. All of this stuff up here is more of that mix. There's a little bit of mix going on in Sheboygan. I do think one of our cameras actually might have, let's see. Okay, if we go to our weather page and we take a peek here at, let's look, bloop, sky cams. Oh, it's so ugly outside. All right, so we have that one. I don't see anything in Pewaukee, and I wouldn't expect to. Let's see. Elkhart Lake. It's hard to know if it's not in motion, so it's hard to tell. That looks, ugh, oof, what a day, right? Here we go, downtown Milwaukee. There's the rain. There's the rain. Where's my Sheboygan camera? There you are. Yeah, that's cold. And right now you can see that it's hard again without an actual video of it of it showing up, but the temperature is about 38, so it's likely just liquid precip, maybe a little bit of mixing going on as well, and that's what the radar is picking up on. So, all right, I hope you guys are safe around the day today. Just be cautious of the wet pavement and some slick spots, especially along 41 and 43 up through Sheboygan County, 41 through Fond du Lac, and I will see you tomorrow.